I'm CWO4 Victor Pinion, U.S. Navy, retired, telling some stories of my naval career. Well, this one has to do with some kind of offshoot leadership lessons that I learned. And I'm titling it Hippity Hop. When I was on shore duty at Newman, at Crow's Landing, California, and my family and I lived in a house in Newman, California, which we had purchased. We bought a couple of great big old California great white rabbits, a buck and a doe. And I built cages for them, one cage for the buck and one cage for the doe. Well, naturally they became interested in each other and threw them in. And well, when they got with it though. It must have really been good for the buck, because every time he'd climax, he'd pass out cold, go, and then he'd wake up, jump on her again. Well, it didn't take long, I had to give her a break from him because I put him in a separate cage. A short while later, she delivered a whole bunch of little baby rabbits, about a dozen of them. And they grew rapidly. And of course the buck's cage was right up against the female's cage. So when these little bunnies got, not quite old enough to wean yet, the buck and the female started showing an interest in each other again. So I threw her over in his cage and, a couple times like that. And I put her back in her own cage. When she's about ready to deliver, I took that whole previous litter of them and made a separate cage for them. Now they had grown incredibly fast, and I put them in their own cage. And that next litter of baby rabbits just grew rapidly, just like that. And the same story happened again. When they got about ready to wean, the buck and the doe were interested in each other again, and sure enough, I threw her back over in her cage, and more of the fun stuff happened. And then when she's ready to deliver, I butchered the first litter, all of them, all at once. And it was kind of a family affair. My kids helped, and so did my wife, Lynette. And I cut them up into serving-sized pieces, and we parboiled, half a dozen of them, and that was a lot of meat. And the base at Crow's Landing was going to have a barbecue around the pool they had out there. So I had like half a bottle of commercial onion bits barbecue sauce, and I had about a quart of a homemade teriyaki sauce that a friend of mine had given me the recipe for, a Hawaiian friend of mine. In any case, I poured the two of them together, and it made enough to cover all of those pieces of parboiled rabbit. We threw some of them on the grill, and man, they were delicious. Well, the base called, and they were going to do a barbecue around the pool, so everybody was all to come out there. So we did, and I took all of the rest of that parboiled rabbit, and there's quite a few pieces there, and they had grill going, and I just tongued some out of the sauce, put them on the grill. Y'all like rabbit? Almost everybody, no, and the noses twisting off. I'd have just take one bite. Every person that took a bite took a whole piece. And man, this is delicious. Never ate rabbit before, but I will again in the future. That was really good. So that's how we ate most of that rabbit, but Lynette made rabbit hash out of some of them, cut it all off the bone, grind it up, make hash with it. And we ate pretty good eating those rabbits. Well, the third litter that the mama rabbit had, one of them got around behind the nurse box. I put a little nursing box for her to get in to actually deliver the babies. And there was like 2x4s standing on edge around little space. Well, one of the little baby rabbits got around back there and got head down in a hole out there. And the mama rabbit's concerned about that baby back there, but So I got it out, and his whole little head was all disfigured, swollen real big, because it'd been on his head in a hole. And I put it out with the mama rabbit. She kicked it away, wouldn't let it nurse. Wouldn't let it. She's rejecting this baby rabbit. So I made another special cage just for that baby rabbit, and we kept it in the house, and the kids would feed it with one of little sister's doll bottles, like to feed the doll, you know. So we would put a mixture of regular whole milk mixed with 50-50 with water and warm it up, and the baby loved it. And it grew like wildfire. I mean, that baby rabbit. And so the kids would let it out, let it hop around the house a little bit, you know, and they'd play with it. And we had a big old fat dog named Footsie, and she would play with Hippity Hop. The kids named it Hippity Hop. So the kids would play with Hippity Hop, and we thought Hippity Hop was a little male rabbit. Anyway, so when it was about half grown, decided, well, we had a nice big backyard with lots of grass out there. We'd go out there and pull grass and throw it in this cage for it to eat, and it'd eat it. So we decided we'd take it out in the middle of the backyard and let it eat all the grass it wanted. We got out there, and when I took it out and I put it down in the middle of the backyard where the whole family's all gathered around it. Boy, it looked around all wild-eyed and went take it off, went back in the house and got in its cage where it felt safe. Well, there's a lesson to be learned there. Comfort zones. That cage was that little bunny rabbit's comfort zone. Well, it grew up and it lived in the house. It didn't like going out in the yard. It would be afraid out there. Well, we butchered all the rest of the rabbits, including finally the old buck in the doe. I made warrant officer and got orders to Moffett Field, where I'd be going for a waiting job to come due on a ship. We couldn't bear to butcher Hippity Hop, so we gave him to the neighbors, and the neighbors had a buck rabbit, and all of a sudden Hippity Hop was pregnant. But I don't know how long they kept that rabbit, but it was a pet. Okay, enough of that. Y'all carry on.